he wanted me to try and straighten these dropouts out because he couldn't get the chain tensioned in it right. Both sides look about the same. I'm just going to use this, what do you call this thing here? Belt band file, power file, and get those cleaned out. Didn't want me to mess the chrome up too much, but you got to get through the chrome, and then there's like copper or nickel or something under there, and you got to get all that out. So I'm gonna try and weld it from there, and we'll see. I also wanted these Elf bars extended a little bit. He said the brake doesn't sit on it right. Other side's got a little color on it, but I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. And what I do, like I said, I'm going to try and work away from the tip. Just the tip, guys. Remember, keep your tip clean. Wait. This is where I want to be. I think I can do it. I do have a smaller torch, but I like using this one. It's picking up a lot of impurities. It's definitely like pulling something out of the metal. That side looks pretty good. Do a little okay, back to work. I'm gonna try and this one definitely burned a little bit, but that's not my biggest concern. I'd really like these to be fairly flat, so I came up with this. I think if I get this clamped down here real good, it might flatten these out a little bit and weld a little better and eliminate some of that warping. So they're curled up. I mean, part of that's just from the bike being old, but oh yeah, that really flattened that one out. Good. Dude, now I got a gap on this one. That's pretty good. It's pretty flat. I probably should have done it to this one, but I gotta fill this one back in a little and trying to get better at doing these things. So let's see if we can clean this up. That looks good. It's gonna be hard to get that last little bit there. Just gonna try and get this right on the edge. Then maybe after I weld this bottom one, I can move that right up to the tip. And then this side's not nearly as bad as the other side was. I kind of feel like I can get right in there. Maybe I should switch to my smaller torch. I'm only using it's like barely any power. So yeah, maybe I might just do that. Switch that torch out so I got some room to get in there. See, like these guys. I don't know where my tools are. Huh? Oh, this is a flexi head. I don't think I've ever even used it, honestly. Pretty sure it's brand new. I need to 3D print some cool looking grips or something. I chopped this one down. This is all this is good for, is like thin stuff, low heat. See, it just barely covers the end of that, which isn't awesome because then you can kink this hose, but I think it'll work. Oh, you know what? I need to put my ND filter on. Hell yeah. And then I think maybe this welding will look cool. I think I'm gonna try and weld this right from here. I'm just gonna get right into this. I'm gonna do the lower one first. I got a lot more room to work with this little torch head. Although I'm not used to using the little torch head at all. It used to be all I used. Let's see. Oh, it even looks better. Oh man. I'm gonna come back around here, then I'm gonna fill it in. That first bead welded really nice. This one, I don't know, it's being a little weird. But definitely it's a lot more consistent to weld with this on there. So I guess we learned something today. I wanna clean this tip off because I dipped it. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I don't know if you can see the colors or not. Just for mild, it looks a lot nicer. I almost need like an even smaller filler rod. Went up about 8 amps, I think. It looks a lot better. I just got to touch a little bit here, and it should be pretty good. I really hope it comes out on the video because that looks nice. I think I'm gonna flip this over, then I can hit that other edge. Oh yeah, I do want to change that clamp. I'm gonna put it down here. So hopefully flatten all this out. Hopefully when I take this off, it doesn't just like freak out. Nope, it's fucking stayed flat. Cool. I wish I had more of these clamps. That's like, thing's awesome. Somebody gave me that one. Then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna come around this. Just get an outline and then build it up. And just on something like this, like, it's just so important to keep your tungsten perfect, because you don't have a lot of heat to work with in the first place. If it's not really focused, you're not going to get it in the right spot. If you got a nice fine point, you can really focus that heat and get a lot better puddle, a lot more focused. So I'm going to fill out the middle, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run a little bead across the top. That way I got something to file. Honestly, I might try and file that before I think this edge is going to be still rolled a little though. I want to come across that edge, and then I'm going to try and file this and see how it looks. Yeah, it looks really good. I'm going to clean this other one up too. I'm going to clamp it and then possibly just re-weld it a little bit so that it flattens out like this one will be. Because I'm pretty sure this it's going to be flat like a piece of glass. Yeah, I think it's going to look good. I think if I clamp this one, I'll be able to get this smoothed out. If I clamp it and even just heat this and fill these other bad spots in, I think it'll flatten right out. But you can see how bent it is. I just couldn't get those smoothed out good. All right, lifted a little. Not too bad. Hopefully this is almost in focus. It got it a little bit. Not as bad as the other side. I feel kind of bad about that, but you can see just how straight that is. Look at that one. It's pretty ugly. But it just helps pull that heat right through it. I can probably just about get that with the file, the band file. Yeah, I mean, that thing is flat. It is really flat. It's like brand new. Oh, look at that. Looks like shit. I'm gonna use this for the tip though. Clamp the back with these. And then honestly, I'm just gonna try and basically heat this up so that it flattens out. Because I don't think it really needs a lot more material. It's just because it's not flat, I couldn't get it smoothed out like this one. This one looks perfect. Man, that's how it looks good. I think I'm just gonna hit this little hole and run like a bead across. Just enough to heat it up and get it flattened out. Let it cool, then hit this top one. So when you have steel like this, once this piece of steel gets warmed up, it keeps everything the temperature a lot more consistent. So I'm just gonna run a bead. I'm gonna fill these little holes, and then I'm gonna run a bead across just to heat this up fairly even. Gonna try and heat this a little bit. Just try and get this flattened out. So let that cool. There is like a bad spot in the middle, but I don't know. I don't think I can get that out of there. As far as it being warped, I'm gonna let it cool for a few minutes. Hopefully it stays where it is. Super wide bars. Hopefully this thing doesn't spring back into place. No, it stayed nice and flat. So right along this edge, you see it looks a little funky. Let's loosen this. Just bring it down where I can see it a little better. But this edge is a little chamfered, so I'm gonna try and work this edge in a little better so that when I file it, it's nice and flat like that one. Now I'm going to just run back and forth right here and just try and get some heat into this. Okay, that's like glowing red hot. Probably went a little too wild on that. That's probably better. Let's see, here's the big reveal. Oh, stayed flat. Perfect. I'm going to try and just dab that in there without warping the shit out of it. Let's see. And it's staying flat. I think it'll be alright. I think there's, I'm getting a little, stuff in there. I think it's from my belt file. I think that's why it's trying to turn colors on me. I think if I got some other belts for this thing, it would help a lot. But, whatever. See, nice and flat, nice and flat. The outside, let me take this filter off. All right, so nice and flat. There we go, nice and flat. See, this is, I welded this one with the heat sink. So you can see it looks a lot better than this one. So, this side definitely came out a lot better. So now I know, learned something today. Even that side doesn't look too bad. Nick that a little bit. So what I like is, I mean, these are probably pretty straight, but they're a little rusty on the end too. the bare minimum off of here that I can. Clean edge. I don't really have to bevel it or anything. And I know that it's straight and clean. So, and I mean, he only needs like a 1/2 inch on here. These things are soft. So right there, that's, and then I've got like a perfectly clean edge. It's ready to weld basically. And then what I'll do is I'll weld a big chunk on the end, and he can measure them and cut them to whatever he wants. But hopefully I can do this and you won't even be able to tell I did anything. That's it, just that little bit. And then he like wanted me to use these chrome. So I'm just gonna cut it all off the one end. And then so while I'm here, I'm gonna trim this. I'm gonna cut it here. Then I'm gonna split it in the middle. There we go, nice and clean. Let's just do the same over here. Then he'll probably just cut them with a hacksaw, but whatever. Alright, now I got two. I measured those and everything. Oh my god. That's gonna make me a fucking insane person. See, just wanted to be able to get the brake lever on there. Well, let me measure the difference, because these should be just about the same size. So, in theory, if we take these bars and square them up, so I'm just going to line this block up and then gonna mark it. I'll still have the knurling lined up. That side is just a few millimeters longer already, so I'm gonna put the short one on this side. And then I should be able and I should come out right about the same. I mean, look at the difference. So it should be almost exactly the same as long as I weld these on to the correct side. I keep saying it, I need to make a new block. Alright. Tack time. Let's see. About 36, 37 amps. Should be pretty straight. $180. Try not to break my tack. Straight as an arrow. Hopefully. Let's check the width. It's only off by 3 or 4 millimeters. That's good enough. We'll weld these out and hopefully it comes out nice. You want to start away from your tacks. You don't want to bust your tack loose. Put my stick in a little bit. I got this pretty hot because I want to get down in there. I don't want it to just be like a surface weld and dude breaks his handlebars off loading them in the truck. So once you get off cant a little bit, that's where you want to stop. You want to stay comfortable. You don't want to just keep going because you're like, oh, this bead looks awesome. And it's getting hot. It's real hot. All right. Looks so good. I don't want to polish it down, man. It looks awesome. Just gonna start right here in between the two tacks. It's hot. My watch thinks I'm working out. Just one little spot left here. I don't really want to put this way out here, but I think that's where I'm stuck. Ah. I might need a new piece of sandpaper. Fresh piece, not a new piece. It's not perfect. It's better than it was. It's longer. I don't think it's beveled at all. If it is, you can't tell. It's pretty straight. All right, do the other side. Call it a day. Beautiful. All right. Looks good.